welcome to the rollover with myself, Frank, and
Me, Podrick.
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 Okay.
Yeah, you know me.
Yeah. And today we're gonna be. What are we gonna talk about?
I don't know, I mean, it's like, I don't know, man. I'm tired. Like,
Okay.
I need a top up. Oh, give me a sec.
All right.
So get this right. So
Okay.
I had some bad news this week. I found
Right.
out that the brother
Your
fell
brother?
off the wagon.
Oh no, he's not back on the horse, is he?
He bought a Palantir, right? And he
This-
looks like hell. It's kind of like, I never tried it, right? It's
Yeah.
kind of like crack. It's like a big rock, but it's black, and you stare into it, and you can see through all the space and time with it.
Really?
And
Really?
Yeah, and it's like, but it's got like
I did not know
side
that.
effects. It's like, the way speed, too much speed makes people smell weird. I know you know this.
Yeah,
I know you
I
know
stink.
this, right? But
Smell like an old gym sock.
I know, like,
Just
so
being
like
killed.
he's got so he's on the rock, but it's not the kind of rock. Like, I'd prefer it if he was
It was
on just
better
the
if he was on
rock, because he
crack.
could run out and you could
Yeah,
like
you-
capture him and chain him
Yeah,
to
yeah,
a
yeah,
radiator.
Which you did.
Like, we
We both
sobered him
did.
up. I tried to
Yeah, I
drown him
remember.
once.
What's he been seeing in the Palantir? Anything
It's just
interesting?
Like a giant eye made of fire that he keeps talking about, that he seems to have a lot of appreciation for. I'm not sure if this is a
Okay.
good sign or a bad one. Really,
Is it like it's God? His
Like-
God?
we're like, well, I mean, when he was in recovery, there was all of this higher power stuff, and he was finding that very difficult. So maybe it's a good sign. Maybe a giant flaming eye. Maybe that's a benign thing. Maybe
to
it'll
find out what it's
inspire him.
asking him for. Because I had a cousin, right, and he contacted a city underneath the ocean. And
Okay,
They kept asking for virgin brides.
hot.
Yeah, I know, right? But of course, you couldn't fucking find a virgin on this island.
Well,
So they came and
the
they took
search
him.
continues.
My cousin's gone. Like, he's gone.
Whoa.
Remember? Like, you remember? Okay, you don't remember. We were fucking pissed. We were piss drunk, and we were out at his farm, and it was just gone. It was just a crater.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
I
at
remember
all.
that. It was, yeah, I think it was wiped.
But
from
I
your
mean,
memory.
I'd have to
saw
be
some sort of-
pretty
we
slammed to
saw
go to a
some sort
farm.
of unknowable, unseeable thing, and
I
it
know,
didn't. It messed with everything.
I do not recall, my
No,
friend.
No, I think it was either that or go crazy. You remember Joni? Your ex, her whole hair
May
went
she
white.
rest in peace.
May she rest in
May
peace.
she rest in
if
peace.
they
What a
ever
woman.
find
I really miss her, etc.
I'll miss her too. She was great.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you say so.
She was the best.
I don't know what would lead you just to say such a thing, but okay. I mean, good for you.
Oh, did fuck his wife.
Hey, man, don't make me come over there.
Do we have any more chiquitos first, though?
Stop asking. Just go get him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like, could
They're
call
over
up.
there. Get him those chiquitos. Get him the snacks.
Yeah, you're the runner, right?
Orders. First off, who are they?
We're our friends.
I'm Dave.
Friends.
You don't allow friends in here.
Yeah, we are.
This
This is our
guy,
show.
this guy's got a killer left
Get 'em
hook.
out.
He's my best f***ing friend. And sorry for swearing.
She can do a
People
backflip.
out there, she can do a
She
backflip.
can do a backflip.
I
Watch
think
her.
I'm
Watch her.
better at good backflip.
She do a backflip right now. Hey, she did it.
Whoa! Never gets old.
Never
Never
gets
gets
old.
old.
Where were we? Yeah. So
Um,
your brother, he's just talking to some sort of
so
gigantic
yeah,
flaming
so
eye.
he's like, I mean, on the one hand, he might have like found some faith, and
Yeah.
on the other hand, his skin is gray, and he's got all these black veins coming out,
Oh right.
and he speaks in this kind of hissing voice, and it's like, it's a little better than when he was on crack.
A little-
frankly,
a little
it's
better,
a little
yeah.
better. Like
He's
he's
not
looking
stealing your
better.
things.
No,
I
it's
mean,
like,
is your TV still there? I mean, because
well,
remember,
I mean,
kept selling.
he kind of watches TV through the thing, I think.
Oh, okay.
And like he's seen seasons of Rick and Morty that haven't been produced yet.
Well, that sounds like fate
Um,
worse than death.
Well, it's what he likes. It's what he likes.
Yeah, your
He
brother's
was
a bit
part
of
of
a
that.
pleb.
I mean, he sobered up. He got a little weird. He got into all of that Szechuan sauce thing that was so big back in the
I
day.
remember he got very alt-right.
Yeah,
he got
I mean,
very
like, he was
alt-right.
spending a lot of time on the internet. Like, and I mean, like, it was good though. I mean, like, you
It was
know,
better than being on the crack.
it was like you'd go and see him like online, and he'd be using his laptop or whatever instead of like selling it or selling its parts.
Selling his ass for
Or
crack.
yeah, selling his ass for crack. That was a whole bad period where it was like he didn't
No one
really
wanted
want to
it.
part with the laptop, so
No
he
one-
just
yeah,
went straight to selling that
He was
booty,
like-
and
he
we
was
were
like-
not
he
we
was
were not
like, "Who
comfortable with
wants
that.
to go?" And everyone was like, "No, thanks."
It's like we live in a small place here. He's like soliciting people outside church. We all know about Father O'Reilly, but if you
Father
do it 2 in the
O'Reilly.
morning, it's different from 2 in the afternoon.
I mean, Father Riley, you know what he likes, but he likes a nice cracked out arse. But
I mean, he's very frank about it. His sermons are always. I'm not much of a one for religion, but his sermons are very inspiring with the kind of the naked
Well,
and
I mean,
harrowing frankness of what he
the
tells you about his life.
Yeah, because he's like, I'm a sinner,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to get better.
And then he starts listing off instances. He's
It's
an
like-
amazing man. He's a beautiful
He's
man.
a beautiful man.
I wouldn't leave my kids alone with him, my pets.
I would not.
But he's a beautiful
I
man.
wouldn't trust him with a bag of crisps because I'm pretty sure he'd put his penis in them. But
This is
his
the journey,
objectophilia.
This is the journey.
his
He's a
whole
real
thing.
Christian.
I mean, he's a real Christian, and of course, that's the thing I wouldn't want to talk about. I talk about our particular brand of.
Are we on the
Christianity.
air? This
Yeah,
is
we're
live?
on the air. I
Okay,
mean, no,
cool.
we're recording it, right? I don't think this is.
I think this is going good.
I don't think they're giving us a live show.
Very live.
This is live.
Very live. That's
Derek
what
says it's
everything
live.
says it's live.
The big red. Oh,
Damn,
well,
I didn't know that was there.
Brendan's on. See who they can do it.
I think they're all right for now.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I want to talk about our specific brand.
More than speed.
You brought the speed.
Oh yeah.
So do you? I should be asking you that.
Yeah, let me have a look.
Okay.
Can you pass me a can there?
Sure.
Yeah. Hook her up. Yo.
I want to talk about our particular brand of Christianity we have on this island because it's different to the regular brand of Christianity. It's not Catholicism. It's its own thing. And I think, if anything, I think it praises a different God.
Well,
Some sort of many-faced God or something.
I
A
don't
God
know.
with tentacles.
I'm
just saying the paintings in the church
I
frighten me to the point where I can't look at them.
I regard myself as more of a cultural member of this faith,
Correct.
But it's than a believer. But it's how my grandfather raised me. He raised me to understand the Christian virtues of anxiety, terror, and judgment, and that's the Trinity that I cleave
Of
to.
course.
That's what I carry within my heart.
Yeah.
Even if it is just a cultural artifact, I don't know what's up there. I don't know what's down there apart from
The tunnels. I mean, the tunnels are down there.
the tunnels.
I mean,
Apart
the
from the tunnels and whatever it is that's
tunnels that
moving
go
around
in-
in the tunnels. But I sincerely believe that science will eventually explain whatever the hell those things are that are wandering around in those tunnels.
Yeah, because they're
and
not human.
Why they have so many limbs and
You're not
why
human.
it's hard to tell whether they're corporeal or shadow and so forth.
You're
I
gonna
mean,
have to
like
get a
there's gonna
side eye
be
at them.
there's such a thing as dark matter and stuff, Like we don't know. We
Sure.
don't know. So like
We don't know
but
anything.
yeah, I mean, I'm very proud. I'm very proud of this. I'm very proud of the island. I'm very proud of
It's-
I've got Jesus,
you got Jesus-
within
You
me,
got Jesus within you.
and sometimes it comes.
Because you're
up-
You're in recovery right now.
Well, yeah, from like.
And this, I mean, if
I mean, I have my own nuanced take on how recovery works.
I mean, it's recovery from the horse. You were
That's
addicted
right.
to.
That's right.
You were addicted
I
to crushing
had-
horses and
I
then
was-
snorting the,
I had a-
snorting
I
the,
had
the dust.
a terrible habit of horse wrestling, and then spending months on my own chopping up lines of
Yeah.
horses and
Snorting
just
them. I
going
remember.
through them,
I
man.
remember.
And
I'm
listening
proud of you.
to
I'm proud of you
listening to
for-
Orange Goblin
I'm proud of you for getting over it. I'm proud of you for stop listening to the band Horse.
I would
Is
like
that a
you know
band? No, wait. I'm thinking of America and the song Horse with No Name.
I
Which,
don't
again, we're
really
not
get the
legally-
reference.
We're not legally allowed to play on this. We can reference it, but we can't play it
I think
because legally we can't play any music.
that's well. I mean, supposedly, I think I think we could whistle it if you want to have a bash at that later on.
I don't
but
like
I mean,
the song, so I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, okay, we can we're how are we doing for time? We've been here for like 2 hours.
I don't think we have. I think we've been here 3 hours. I feel like our producer.
What?
How long we been here?
Too long.
Too long.
Too
I don't
long.
know.
Wow, man.
All right,
Everyone's
so
a critic.
I want to talk about a couple of
I'm a
things. though.
professional, man. I
I'm
don't know
gonna-
what his
I'm going to
problem
talk about a
is.
couple of things. One of the things we did tonight,
Mm.
we went to see a seance at Mother Bridget's house. The old, well, her old home.
That spooky
Obviously
old.
yeah,
Yeah.
obviously she's dead, but her home is still there.
Which is why we went drinking. I seem
Well, yeah,
to
we were
recall.
pretty scared beforehand. We had to get some of the Dutch courage up to go to the seance.
I just remember having to go home and change and then going for a drink.
Wait,
'Cause-
after
so
the
it was
seance?
pretty scary.
Yeah, there was ectoplasm.
Yeah,
And
among other things.
I'm
So
pretty
a lot
sure.
a lot of fluids made their debut within that hour or two. From where I was standing anyway, literally from where I was standing.
Now my memory's a little bit fuzzy, but did we sacrifice a small animal?
Well,
I
there was
feel
some
like-
debate. I'm not surprised your memory is fuzzy. I'll get to that. There was
Oh,
some
yeah.
debate about whether we would sacrifice several small animals or one kind of moderately sized one.
Yeah, Jonas brought all those hamsters.
Jonas brought all those hamsters. Where does he get all these hamsters from?
He steals them from the pet shop.
It's weird that he carries them around in a briefcase.
They like it in there though. They're happy. They seem happy.
He's made a little labyrinth for them. It's pretty impressive, but I've never really gotten into it with him about what the hamster and what the general animal thing is about.
With Jonas,
initially I thought
it's best not to talk to him for too long.
Initially I thought it was bestiality.
Yeah,
but it seems a lot more.
It's too small.
Seems a lot more personal than that.
No. Like I think he thinks some of his soul is trapped in the hamsters.
Right.
So that's what keeps him there. Like he.
This would be why he was resistant to having a number of them like thrown into that brazier.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he also brought the small lamb, where she was fine with. He was like, kill the lamb, slit its throat, drink its blood, no big deal.
It's traditional. Apparently.
That's traditional.
It takes all sorts to make
I was
a world,
against
man.
the lamb.
Yeah, you were.
I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to kill a lamb.
Okay, so your memory of the night isn't entirely fractured.
I mean, no, it's just it's after a certain point.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. Well, you got possessed. Man.
Ah.
Yeah.
There we go. Think that's gonna go away, or am I trapped like this forever until I am inevitably pulled in there from at my moment of death?
If I hadn't seen you drinking like Sambuca and Dutch Gold earlier on,
man.
I would be like, yeah, it's probably the demon. But as it stands, it's pretty ambivalent.
Yeah, it might have been the drink. The drink is a demon to me.
Hey, I
can't get over it.
I see nothing but ruined wastelands and cancerous forests when I close my eyes, man. And it's like it's okay. It's just I mean, that's like I said. That's also how my grandfather raised me.
Of course. Well, it's like your grandmother always said.
That's right. She was say, shut the fuck up and go next door and get me my Dunhills.
Get your Dunhills.
It's a profound woman.
She's
a hell of a woman.
She's a smart woman.
She disappeared.
Yeah, she wandered off into the forest, never came back.
Yeah.
They
don't
say
trust her. That's why I don't go in that forest.
No, I wouldn't go in that forest myself.
Once in a while, I'll go to the edge to the tree line and throw a pack of Dunhills in there. But that's as much as you'll get.
You hear croaking. Thanks.
Aside from anything, women have to be kept in their place.
Of course. Yeah. In the forest. Okay, that was Was that our show?
Yeah,
we got a lot done today. We got a lot done today.
It was good. I think we really
I think the station chiefs are going to be proud of us for that one. Anyway,
those guys love us.
They love us, man.
We got the hookup.
Anyway, coming up next is the news.
We got the news. We got the news to find out what's going on.
Thanks, guys. I'll dive straight into it. Tonight, a new bar will open on Main Street. The building has been a bar for decades. It was previously known as O'Reilly's, O'Connell's, Ryan's, Bryant's, and for a short while in 2012, Mayans. Then it was changed to O'Reilly's II, and now it has been renamed to O'Reilly's III. They have asked that it is clarified that they are not related to the first two O'Reillys. The new bar is around the corner from Mr. O'Rourke's Booze Emporium. It has recently been uncovered that he makes beer in the prison. Whether that is the sunken prison, nobody knows, but the rumour is that's where the flavour comes from. The spirits. The bakery on top of Main Street has been robbed again. They have now adopted a strict no cash policy because they have been mugged too often. Bulletproof glass has been installed, but to no avail. They have reverted to bartering. Bring your finest jewellery and cattle. Please be vigilant and be mindful of counterfeit chickens. Recent update from Garda Maguire. Please bring Mary's bike back. She now can't deliver any eggs. Miss O'Connell is missing chickens and coming in second in the chicken business. McConnell is ranking in third. Mary Connell's egg business is doing great as she has acquired an extra bike for deliveries. A new government vegetable initiative has taken root. The vegetable trees planted are finally blooming across the island. These include potatoes, turnip and carrot trees. There's some beautiful potatoes hanging from the branches and the carrots are blossoming. The mashed potato tree has also been planted. There's also a lot of kale hanging on the trees because even the badgers won't touch that. Straight from there into the badger update. There are worrying indications that they are expanding their territory to the southeast coast. Remember, if a man in a trench coat with a furry face tries to convince you that badgers aren't bad, it is probably 3 badgers wearing that coat. Call pest control and get yourself to safety. Remember, a person without a gun is food for a badger. Tomorrow is the annual dance at Man's Farms. Apart from the biggest potato competition, the prettiest man will be chosen. As always, this competition is only open to the man's family. The prettiest looking of the gentlemen will get a crown and a special dance. Siegfried might win a 3rd year in a row, but Mike is looking better and his hair looks considerably nicer. But was it combed by his girlfriend? This event is Bring Your Own Bacon and sponsored by Joe's Tree House Schools. Now on to sports. Tonight the West Side Bashers are playing the East Side Turtles in the Intersports Cup. They will competing in Westside Hurling versus Eastside Golf. The Northside Turbos and the Southside Rounders will be competing in karting and rounders. Both these will be live screened in O'Reilly's. This is Jody Niemandsvriend, your all-seeing eye on the island. Thank you, have a great day, and remember, no news escapes me.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Just the Truth on Island FM. I am your host here every day of the week, Dan O'Reilly, to bring you the real news, the real stories of today. I've been looking into some serious stuff here. I've been reaching some horrendous revelations right here. Now, people, if you go down to your local shops, you will always see they have a nice assortment of food to choose from. Your meats, your veg, and your sweets. And by God, I have hit the revelation here. Now, if you go down to the sweet aisle, you have those nice big boxes of chocolates, your whatnots, your Witsits and all. They're great selection provided by the local communities here. But if you've looked today, you might have realised something. It's different. Something's wrong. What's so different about them? Well, I will tell you right here, right now, on this show, they are smaller than they used to be, okay? They're giving us less for what they used to be. So as you can see, I've got two here. I've got a box here from 1999. Great year to be alive, I tell you. And a box here from 2019. Oh, so maybe great year. We'll get to that later. And as you can see here, look at what we have here. They're so different. The 99 ones, they're this big, but the 19 ones, they're this big. They're only this amount of money. We get this amount less with the new ones. It's a travesty. And the price, has it reflected? No, of course it hasn't. $9.99 for 1999, and it's still $9.99 for 2019. Why are we not going to decrease by at least this so much to reflect the actual difference of the sweets? Well, I've tried calling them. They won't return my calls. They won't return my letters. But I'm on to them. I'm on to all of you, all these companies out here, trying to get as much out of the little man, as much as out of the lower communities, to squeeze as much as they can, and by giving us less. Well, I say we shouldn't stand for this anymore. We should march down to their doors and demand what we used to have. Demand what we used to get out of these packages from 1999. And I expect our listeners today, our great ladies and gentlemen of this fine island we call our home, to go down to the local manufacturers and demand what we deserve. So yesterday, it was a fine day leaving the studio today. It was great. It was a great show we had yesterday. As always, remember to ring in here to give your opinions, give your to give your real truths today, and they can wind up here if after I've given them a good looking over. But after a good old show, I like to relax a bit. I like to go out, take a bit of a walk, go down to local pubs to find a nice pint drink to drink down, go down to local shops, get a nice burger, a steak of which, not cooked, obviously. Come on, people, you can't believe it's that nonsense. Raw is the way to go. It fills you full of all the necessary vitamins, the energy to keep me going. And I tell you, the raw meat diet has kept me alive to this day, and is the reason why I'm this fine individual that can leap over fences as if they were nothing. But on my way down to the shops to get my weekly shipment of steaks, I noticed something interesting going down. There was a group of lads walking down the other side of the field, dressed in uniform, having bags on their back, and it was interesting. It was a weird group of individuals I've seen. Ones I've never really seen before going around these parks. So I thought they're standing out. They're different. They have uniform. Maybe they're going to a meeting of sorts, showing their actual identity in the public. A rookie mistake, I might add. So I followed. So once these gentlemen got in the field, I picked my spot. I picked my bush, and I got out the flip phone. I took the pictures and I waited 2 hours. It was grueling. It was horrible. The rain by God, it just never ends. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I say you're wondering, Dan, you were there for 2 hours. Did you not have to leave? Did you not have to do anything? Well, luckily, I was fine. I had my raw steaks to keep me fed, and I had my homemade catheter, which you can buy online from DanO'Reilly.com at $9.99 a pop, because you cannot trust indoor plumbing. But eventually, it came. The man, the leader. He was twice the size and probably half the man of anyone else. The surrounding, they all took a knee. They all listened to the words he had to say, echoing coach amongst them. And but he ranted. He went on for minutes, giving speeches, words I could not hear because my bush was just simply too far away. And then the drill started. They started running. They just kept sprinting. He was getting their stamina ready. He was getting them ready for the actual fighting. It could have been days. It's probably happening days away. They were in top peak physical condition. They were ready for anything. And then the real training started. That's when they got out the sticks. That's when they got out the balls. And they kept passing to each other. And they had these posts set up perfectly, probably to represent the political buildings, the fine offices of this country, targeting, ready to punt it over of a bar of sorts. Which so happens I've measured after it was all done. It was the exact same height of the windows of the second floor of the political building. They were getting ready. They were getting ready for an assault. What we have here, people, is the militia. The very militia that is designed to destroy this fine country of our own, okay? There's dozens of them, all in the same green, white stripes of a uniform, all with the same sticks, all with the same balls. Now, if you ever see these individuals, you got to notify the local authorities. Notify them of these growing militias happening on the east side of this island. They are a threat. They are a travesty. And they will destroy everything you hold dear. They won't stop once they take down the government. They'll break down your door with their sticks. And they will beat you senseless. So as always, you got any good tips, bring up here. And I will pass it on to local authorities. Well, good listeners, my time here is up. The lights are flashing and I'm getting word over the air that it's time for me to leave the studio. So on that note, remember listeners, you come here every afternoon to hear the verified news stories of the day from here, from Just the Truth, coming from your host, Dan O'Reilly, telling you exactly what's going on. Coming up next, we have Maury's Mystic Minute with his so-called spirit broadcast.
Time and space I come to thee. Welcome, weary travelers, to the Mystic Minute with Maury, your bite-sized look into the astral plane. As always, we begin with our card of the day, the Eight of Spoons, uncomfortable, blindness, and sideways. Our spectral forecast for the day, with Mercury doing backflips, expect an increase in poltergeist activity, notably book levitation, spontaneous combustion, and animals turning inside out. If you're having poltergeist trouble, try burning some sage and myrrh, and offering any spare children you may have as a host for the spirit, and of course, burning them or casting them into a river. That's it for our Mystic Minute. Avoid wearing purple, and for all you Capricorns out there, beware of bears.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Fireside Chats with Mark Smith. Good morning to you all. Today we have Seamus O'Shea.
Happy to be here, Mark. Happy to be here.
Thanks for being here, Seamus. Can you
happy to be here.
Great. Can you explain to our great listeners at home?
Well,
what political party you stand for?
Well, I'm currently beginning my campaign to depose our current mayor, Big Jim Duffy.
Yeah, Big Jim Duffy's been in charge for many years. He's
About
kept things
20
going.
years. About my entire time I've been here. I've been living in this island. Of course, I was not born in this island. I moved here when I was 16 to escape some trouble I had on the mainland. Crashed my car. I was driving. I crashed my car. I was driving illegally, and I killed 2 nuns and a goose. I don't want to hide. I'm a different type of politician. I don't hide the skeletons in my closet. I'm upfront about them.
Well, that's great.
Well,
That's great to know, Seamus.
That's the difference between me and Big Jim Duffy. Now, Big Jim Duffy, he hides all of his skeletons. Now, his secret family, his illegal dogfighting ring, which is, of course, takes money away from the legal dogfighting ring that's run in the center of town. His bootleg DVD business, which we all know is bordering on disturbing.
Lauren Maguire has never really liked the illegal DVD ring.
No.
It's taken too much business out of her shop.
Where she creates wonderful amateur pornography. Wonderful amateur pornography, which she sells.
Great stuff.
It's absolutely brilliant stuff.
It's available.
And you can only buy it there. And Big Jim takes it, he bootlegs it, and he sells it on cheaper. And it's not right. Just because he's the mayor and he thinks he can get away with these things.
It's wrong. It also loses the fine art of being being seen on VHS.
Exactly.
You just lose
because he puts it on DVD and it's meant to be on VHS. It's meant to be a little bit grainy, so you're kind of like, is that a nipple? Is that a penis? I don't know. That's the fun in it. Anyway, I'm starting my campaign here because I know Fireside Chats. It's where people come to really be themselves and get talking to the people of the island. I really believe that Big Jim Duffy, with his latest endeavours, is really going too far.
Yes.
He's ignoring the badger problem.
They have been quite an annoyance.
I believe he's working with the badgers.
They are getting very close to my
now,
door.
As we all know, there's only one solution with the badger.
Mr. Seamus, do you have a gun?
Of course I have a gun. We all have guns.
Yes, Mr. Seamus.
I'm showing. This is my gun.
Great job.
I bought this myself.
Okay.
Now I'm saying we fully arm everyone. Everyone should be given a gun. Under Big Jim Duffy, you can't legally. You're not given a free gun. I'm going to be giving everyone a free gun. Bullets will cost money. That's where we'll make the money back.
Great.
But the guns are free. The guns will be free. They understand?
Mr. O'Shea, can you please not?
It's fine. It's not loaded.
Please don't.
It's not loaded. Look. See? Clicks. It's not loaded. I wouldn't bring a loaded gun in here. But anyway, that's my gift to you. Here's the gun. I'm handing the listeners can't see this, but I'm handing the gun to Mark.
Okay, Mr. O'Shea, you bring some very fine points about Big Jim Duffy, and
I know.
While a lot of people understand these are some very serious issues, he does make sure the buses stay a minimum of 15 minutes late.
Well, that's definitely one of the things
stops. And he has done a fantastic job of making sure the buses don't come in within a reasonable amount of time. What do you think you can do to beat this policy?
I'm going to make the buses run faster.
How fast?
They'll only be 10 minutes late.
10 minutes.
And here's how I'm going to do that.
Are you insane?
Here's how I'm going to do that. I'm going to stop. Every bus service has to spend 5 minutes where the bus driver goes and shakes hands of everyone on the bus and asks them how their day is going.
My God.
I'm going to change it that happens as you get on the bus to save time. You see what I mean? Now that's going to save time because the way it's done now, you've been on a bus. They stop the bus. He walks down and he does this after every stop. And then you drive for a minute, then he stops and he goes, "Hello, how's everyone doing?" And that's what you get repeats. He does it over and over again.
This is a very drastic.
So we're going to change that.
It's a very drastic policy you have here, Mr.
I think so. I don't think it's that drastic.
The mid-route greet has been one of the happiest times of the day for me. Do you think shifting it to start a journey will make it so much better?
I think it'll because that way you're not going to be waiting for it. You're going to get it the second you get on the bus. I think it'll make differences. I can't promise to lower taxes because you don't really pay taxes, but I believe I'm going to change the monthly pizza party to weekly.
Will you be increasing the invites for the weeklies?
No.
So
it's going to stay the same.
Staying the same size as the monthly.
Oh, yes. 10 people. No more, no less.
You drive a hard bargain.
Well, I mean, I'm bargaining with the listeners, not yourself. Though you, I guess, are a voter. Though you don't vote, right? Isn't that correct?
No, yes, that is true.
You don't believe in it?
I tried voting that one time.
Didn't go well.
Didn't like it.
Didn't care for it.
And I decided
didn't like being in that box.
It reminded me of bad days.
Yes, like when you were a child and you were tied up and put in that coffin for 6 days. I remember we grew up together. Everyone was like, "Where's Mark?" And we were like, "We don't know." He was tied up and put in a coffin by Big Jim. Remember? Big Jim did it,
I told Big Jim not to do it.
and he did it anyway.
I kept crying.
And he dragged the coffin around the town on his horse. And he said, "Come look at the little boy trapped in a coffin." Remember it? That's the man Big Jim is. He took his 2 6-shooters and he said, "I'll shoot any man who tries to stop me putting this child in the coffin."
I tell you, Johnny was a good kid.
He was a good kid, and
was a
he's
great
dead.
kid.
Big Jim killed him. He shot him in the eyes, both eyes. He tried to save you, and he got shot in the eyes. And remember what happened to his parents?
It didn't look good. They drank. It took them too much.
They drank bleach. Big Jim said, "Here, I'm sorry, have a shot of whiskey." It was bleach. They had no sense of smell, so they couldn't smell it. And they said, "Well, Big Jim, you're a rough man, but if you've apologized." They took the shot. Their guts started melting, and he screamed. Remember, he was like, "Whoa! Whoa! I got you with my bleach trick!" I don't do the greatest impression of him, but you know how he sounds.
Yes, he's a very.
I know you've never had him on the show because you're terrified of him. We're all terrified of him.
Yeah, the management asked me once, and I didn't talk for a week.
I remember. It was a strange week. There was no interviews.
Yes.
I mean, there were the people came in, but there was no they just were like, "Are you going to talk?" Or so under me, mayor, I'm going to make it illegal for the mayor to capture boys and throw them in coffins and drag them around the town on horses.
Yes, a very
I feel like everyone's going to be on board with that one.
Yes, it was a very controversial law from 1980.
No, where he legalized it. Yes, it was a scary law.
And it's about time we got rid of
It's
it.
time we get rid of it. He does it every year. He takes another boy and he says, "It's time for you to go in the coffin." That's another reason why I'm here. We are having the Johnny Royale Memorial this week.
One I hope all of our listeners
I
can
will
join
come
in.
to. Remember, please do come armed because there is a chance Big Jim and his posse will show up drug on bleach.
I recommend the
Body armor.
body armor and the lever action rifle.
The lever action rifle is a good choice because you can get a couple of shots off.
Yes.
And remember, if you shoot a man's horse, it is something he can hide behind. Shoot the man, not the horse.
Shoot the man, then the
Shoot
horse.
the man, then the horse. Because the horse is evil because it works for Big Jim.
Yes.
And as you know, he does turn horses evil. He's like some sort of brainwashing technique. Where he has, he has those weird magic eyes that spin around. Like they're not in his body. Like he takes them out. He has them in like a stick. It was 1979. I remember my father, God rest his soul, another victim of Big Jim's treachery.
Sean O'Shea.
John O'Shea.
John O'Shea.
Sean O'Shea. I'm Seamus O'Shea.
Yes.
The mayor was doing a public talk. I can't remember what it was about.
The last true mayor.
The last true mayor, Wallace Shawn, and Big Jim rode up to him on his horse, shot him in the fucking head. Sorry for swearing. I'll take that again. Shot him in the feckin' head. Blew his brains out all over his constituents. Then, of course, started screaming about how he was the mayor, and he skinned him right there in front of everybody. Wore his skin like a suit.
It was a black day.
It was a dark day. It was a dark day for this country.
Very
And
dark.
so yeah, that's why I'm running for mayor.
Right.
Because by running for mayor, you've of course mean I'm gathering a posse of people to go take down Big Jim Duffy.
Yeah.
Because Big Jim Duffy is a villain.
Mr. O'Shea.
He is a villain, and he needs to be disposed, or else I believe he will lead us all to ruin.
Yeah, Mr. O'Shea, the last person who tried to oppose
My father.
Mr. Jim Duffy
Jim O'Shea, yes,
was killed horribly. So
Sorry, Sean O'Shea. I've got
Yes.
Jim's on the brain. Yeah, he was killed horribly.
do you have a good protection, a good entourage to keep
That's
you
what
safe?
I'm on the radio for. But I'm looking for 50 stout men or women to go against Big Jim Duffy and his
Well,
his cabal of freaks.
wait, South?
The giggler,
Wait, South men or women?
stout,
Oh, Stout.
strong
Okay.
men or women.
I thought this was now becoming a north-south divide.
No, man. Come back.
Sorry.
Come back. In character.
Sorry.
I need 50 stout men and women, armed to the teeth, ready to die for the cause because you're going to lose something. We're going to go up against Mayor Big Jim Duffy in his plantation up on the north point of the island on that cliff that overhangs, and it's really scary. And for some reason it's always night. There's always lightning, and you can hear him screaming. I love it. This is so great. I love my plantation. I will need 50 stout men and women to go to Big Jim Duffy's plantation to fight his cabal of freaks. As you know, those freaky people. I don't know where he got them from. They look like they're from Tim Burton's Nightmares. Giggler.
I heard they imported them from the mainland.
Knives O'Brien. Big Roundy.
Surprisingly.
The Nightmare Sunshine. Priest. Ship Shop. And Nancy. She's the scariest one of all.
I've watched.
She has knives for hands.
I've watched her tear a badger in half. It was
I know. That's why he's not afraid of the badgers, because he has this cabal of freaks. So anyway, that's why I'm here. As you know, this is the mayoral race. It is a race to stop Big Jim Duffy from killing us all.
Well, Mr. O'Shea, I hope your race goes fair.
What is it? It's one of your ideas. It's one of your ideas.
Wait.
What is it?
I hear you all talking about me in there.
Oh, no.
Jesus!
Radio station.
Stay out of here, Big Jim!
Oh, me and Nancy are here to talk to you.
I'll kill you, Big Jim, for what you did to my father!
Well, everyone.
Ah!